welcome to go.
Hey, Joe, how are you?
I gotta pat you down though, pal.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
All right.
Got anything on you? Anything I should know?
I got nothing.
Anything weird going on?
What?
All right, you go in, Tony.
Good. Thanks, Joe. Appreciate it. Thanks.
Hi, I'm Tom Kelly of The Tom Kelly Show. Yes, this is not the only time I've gotten on my knees in the back room of a comedy club.
The Knockem Dead Comedy Radio Show is also brought to you by Two Eagles Auto Body. For more than 25 years, Two Eagles Auto Body has been the leader in auto body repairs and customer satisfaction on Long Island. Two Eagles Auto Body handles every type of auto repair, from custom applications and restorations to repairs involving insurance claims. Give Two Eagles Auto Body a call and please ask for John Rossi at 516-328-2527. The Comedy Radio Show is also brought 328-2527.
Hey, how do you say there, people? It's Johnny Brennan, creator of the Jerky Boys, also of Fox TV's Family Guy fame. I just want to let you know you're listening to Tony on the Knockem Dead radio show. You're gonna keep knocking them dead, so keep listening, you wacky sons of bitch. Right there. Over and out there, sweet Charlie.
Long time no see, man. Hey, man, I miss you guys, man, at Knockem Dead Comedy Radio.
Hey, Tony, you're not funny, and you probably shit yourself a lot, and you're no fun to be with, and you don't make that much money, and you're not going anywhere in show business, and I hope you get hit by a bus.
Remember, because what you hears today, you got to tell the birthed tomorrow. I'm looking behind us now, across the count of time, down the long hall, into history back. I sees the end, what with a start. Christ! And somebody did come.
We don't need to know the way. Good morning, everybody. Let me lower that. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Knockem Dead Comedy Show here on Gov's Comedy Club Podcast. Thanks for watching. We appreciate it. We ask, as you watch the show, we hope you enjoy it, and we hope you share the link on all your socials. Spread the word about all the great shows here at Gov's Comedy Club Podcast. We really appreciate it. Welcome this morning. The Knockem Dead Comedy Show coming at you live from the legendary Governor's Comedy Club in Levittown, New York. Good to see you all. Hope you're well. Good morning, Romeo. Hope everybody's good today. Yeah, as you can see, I am by myself here. Yes, that is the bad news. We do not have Diane today. There is a slight chance that she may show up here later. But I'll be honest with you, I find it unlikely. She's fine, and she's fine here at the show. She just had something she had to do that she couldn't get out of. So that's the deal. She said there was a slight possibility. I personally don't think so, but you never know. So we hope she does, because, your pick is off. What do you mean my pick is off? What does that mean? You see me? I don't know what you mean by that. I know Diane is the reason you guys watch. She's the reason I'm here. So if you guys want to tune, look, I already see the viewer numbers are going down. So if you guys just want to call it a day, and I'll go on the couch and take a nap until Peter gets here, that's fine. And then, it's a weird week. No Diane. And then the weather is just weird here this week. We had snow on Sunday. We're getting more snow tonight. So I don't know if we'll be here tomorrow. And it's just, I don't know, it's a weird day out there. It's gray and kind of dreary and... All right, he's going to explain to me, I guess, what he means. As usual, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah. You're only in I can't explain it, but you're only in a frame. And the rest of the frame is the Governor's Comedy Club and the Knockem Dead Show. So you're only halfway in the frame. It's
me. It's me, and with the club is like the background.
The background. You want that?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I apologize. Okay. I figured it was another technical purpose.
No, that is today's wallpaper. Is Governor's Comedy Club. I mean, you see me, right? You see me just fine, right?
Oh, yeah, I see you perfectly. Yeah, I see you, Mug. Absolutely. yeah, absolutely. What'd you do to Diane, you freak?
I didn't do anything, which might be the problem. You never know. But she had something she had to do, and I don't know. She has to be in Comac at 10:45, which Comac is at least a half hour east of here. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna see her, but I hope we do.
Yeah. No problem. All right.
Well, it actually is a problem because I am not going to put Ann on the spot because I promised Diane that I would do that when she's here. So we can't even get into that today either.
Oh, okay.
I know. I'm very upset about this.
Oh, well, yeah. You have to either wait till next Tuesday or just bring it up without her. What can I tell you?
Yeah, I hear you. I'm not going to bring it up without Diane because it just adds to the whole attraction of the whole thing to talk to Ann about it with Diane sitting here. So
that's true.
Yeah, so I get, unless Diane does show up, we're gonna have to wait till next Tuesday.
All right, no problem.
You sure? I mean, well, yeah, I'm sure you have your own inside info on Ann. So you...
I have no clue. I'm just sitting here watching the Governor's Comedy Club. I'm rolling with the homies, boy. I have no idea what's going on.
Did you just say rolling with the homies?
Rolling with the homies. That's exactly right.
Oh, my goodness.
Why? What's the matter with you? Yeah, listen, I worked in South Bronx my whole life. What do you want to know, my man?
I know more than I need to know.
Homie, don't you know me? I'll talk to you later.
That's it, bud. Okay. Hey, Vicky's watching. It's a Chinese karate film. You talk, and then your body will talk. Is the sound not matching the video? What? I don't know what anybody's talking about today. Frank C., you want that? I asked my wife that once when she tried on a new blouse. Didn't go well. The 30-second hold has subsided. I have no idea what you guys are talking about. But we are so no Diane. I would say there's like a 10% chance she's coming in. So no Diane, which means we can't talk about the Ann thing from last week because I promised Diane that we would do that when she's here. So we may have to put that off till next Tuesday. But it's still Tuesday, and we're still doing trivia, so I'm glad to see all you guys here because I hope you guys are ready to play later. And when I don't have somebody to play along here in the studio, I rely even heavier on you guys. So you're sinking fine. Thank you, Frank. Frank, the new video or the new edit of your video from Blockhead TV came out great. I can always call in while I'm playing with my fuzz box. No, that's Fremder. Nothing personal, but the answer is no. We'll be doing that with Ann, hopefully. And I have noticed that Ann's not. I haven't seen her pop up yet. I wonder if she was avoiding us today. So, all right. So that's the deal. No Diane. No talk of Ann. But we are playing Tuesday Trivia in a little while. I did yell at Diane when she told me she wasn't coming in. I was like, what are you thinking? What are you doing? Get your priorities straight here. Don't you know how important you are? Don't you know how imperative it is that you're here? Pop up. Well, yeah. After all, last Friday when Rosie was in here, we were complaining about how this upcoming Saturday Night Live concert, we were complaining that the lineup, with the exception of Dave Grohl and Rosie's Eddie Vedder, we were saying that the lineup was kind of poor. Now, I've said it before on this show, and I'll say it again. I think people listen to this show. I think people take stock in what we say around here. Because since Friday, since we complained about the weak lineup, guess who's been added to that lineup of that concert? Paul McCartney. Now all is right with the world. Really. It doesn't even matter who else you have at that point. All you need is a Beatle. That should be a bumper sticker. All you need is a Beatle. There she is. Hi, Ann. Ann, I don't know if you were getting yourself prepared for today's show. I don't know if what you have planned for today. I know you know what we had planned for today. But as you can see, Diane is not here. So, Ann, you're safe for another week. I cannot have the discussion with you without Diane here. So you're safe until next Tuesday. Unless, of course, you wanted to talk about it today and then we do it again. Because that's, that would be kind of fun. Devo. I think Devo is playing the concert, I think. Ann is here, all right. Ann is here, all is right in the world, says John. I'm sure John was really looking forward to this show today. So our apologies that Diane is not here today. We're gonna get over to Tuesday Trivia in a little while. I was talking a little while ago about the crazy weather here in New York this week. Anytime, she says. Oh my goodness. It's a gloomy, cold, yucky day today. The sky is gray. It's just a depressing type feel. We're supposed to be getting more snow tonight through the night, so I don't know if we'll be here tomorrow. And even if I am, who knows if Mike is here, because Mike is a good 45 minutes away from here, where I'm not. I'm only 10. So I'll probably be here. But I don't know. I don't like the idea I don't like the thought of 2 days in a row by myself. So hopefully Mike can get here. But then Thursday, it's supposed to warm up and rain. So all the snow will probably be gone. Then I think it's supposed to get cold again, I think. Let's see. Fremder, I thought today for breakfast I was going to have green eggs and Ann. We got snow over the weekend, says Vicky, and my pipes are currently frozen. Well, and that's why you're listening. That's why you're watching today. You were hoping to unfreeze. You were hoping to thaw out those pipes after listening to Ann. I have a feeling we'll talk to Ann next week, and it'll be worth the wait. That's my guess. That is my guess. So we'll see. All right, so what do we got going on here? I got some weird stuff. I got some weird stories today. Let's see. So the first story I want to... Well, first off, Mike swears that he will make it tomorrow. Oh, okay. All right. That'll be great. First off, what in the world is going on with all these planes? Planes are colliding. We had another collision yesterday in Arizona where two private, like Cessna-type planes were, collided. And one of those planes is owned by Vince Neil, the lead singer of the band Motley Crue. And then I heard the other plane is owned by Vince Vaughn, the actor. I don't know if what I saw was correct. Or I'm not sure if I even read it right. But yeah, what is going on with all these planes? And then on top of that, there was some other airline. A man aboard a Frontier Airlines flight en route to Houston had to be restrained by fellow passengers last Wednesday after he began kicking seats and hitting a window, eventually breaking the plexiglass. What the hell is going on here? The flight departed from Denver and was in the air for about 30 minutes when a woman asked the man behind her to switch seats. The man quickly became enraged, profusely kicking the woman's seat and trying to break the window. The man continued to hit the window, and it was eventually able to break the plexiglass. Without an air marshal on board, the flight attendants asked if there were any law enforcement to help. Passengers recounted. That's when Tanner Phillips, a former member of the military, said he stepped in. Several others grabbed hold of the man using zip ties and bootlaces to restrain him and put him back in the seat. Instead of making an emergency landing, the flight continued towards its destination of Houston, forcing the group of Good Samaritans to ensure the man did not escape for about 2 hours. The man's blood was everywhere around the window and the ceiling of the aircraft since the plexiglass cut his hands. Goodness gracious, what in the world is going on? It just seems like a whole bunch of craziness up in the skies. And I think I had another airplane story. An American Airlines, and I meant to ask Jeff about this yesterday, and I totally forgot. Although I think because he's currently not working, he might be out of touch with this. But an American Airlines flight was delayed last week after the crew alerted authorities about suspicious activity on the plane regarding the name of a Wi-Fi hotspot involving the word bomb. And this plane was also traveling to Texas. Oh, from Texas to Charlotte, North Carolina. a young man walking up to a flight attendant with a tablet to show her something. The flight attendant immediately called the cockpit. Soon the pilot announced that the flight would be returning to the gate due to an administrative issue. In the meantime, the crew reported the incident. So somebody renamed their hotspot on their phone. And, like your hotspot might say, I don't know, Vicky's hotspot. Or Romeo Rustiello loves Anne. Like, whatever. Somebody changed the name of their hotspot to There is a Bomb on the Flight. So the police department came on board, told passengers the renaming was not funny. They announced, if this is a joke, please raise your hand because we can deal with the practical joke differently than if we have to do a full-blown investigation of what's going on here. No one raised their hands, so everyone was escorted off the plane. And then at one point, every passenger had to show their hotspot to the police. I don't know if they caught the person or not. Doesn't say. Vicky, I don't want to think about the plane trouble getting on a big trip next month. Hey, leave my hotspot alone. Well, I'm trying to thaw out your pipes. Vicky, is that when you're going on your trip next month? Oh, that's right. Yeah, of course you are. I wasn't thinking. Vicky, am I allowed to say what you're doing? Well, either whether I can or not, I'm excited about your trip, so good for you. All right, so I'll move on to happier things. A dog trapped in a frozen pool was rescued by firefighters in Islip, New York. Islip. ISLIP. That is a town east of here, probably about 20 minutes to a half hour. I have a ton of family in Islip, or from Islip. I spent a good chunk of my childhood in that town. I know it very well. But yeah, this past Saturday, the Islip Fire Department was dispatched for an animal rescue at a home on St. Louis Avenue. Upon arrival, firefighters found a large dog named Bane, B-A-N-E, stuck in water and ice in an in-ground pool, but his head was above water. Firefighters said the owner had tried unsuccessfully to remove the dog from the pool. Firefighters successfully got the dog out of the pool and found that he was showing signs of hypothermia and was lethargic with labored breathing. Islip crews transported the dog to the vet clinic for treatment. Fire department officials said they later contacted the vet for an update and confirmed that Bane was doing well. So there you go. There's a nice, happy story for you. Always nice. Animals always make everything better. So Vicky says yes. Vicky is headed to Paris. Next month, her and her sister are going on a nice trip to Paris. Vicky, how long will you be doing that? That'll be fun. Good for you. I know that's something that's been on Vicky's bucket list for quite a while. So good for you. Very nice. We are getting to Tuesday Trivia in about a half hour. What's going on today? We got Sports Bash with Peter Schwartz today at 1 o'clock. It's one of his FOP episodes. FOP stands for Friends of Peter. That is when Peter brings a friend in here and basically co-hosts that show with him. And today he has John's Crazy Socks. John is a man with Down syndrome. Him and his father started a company called John's Crazy Socks. They make a bunch of socks and they sell them. And a lot of their employees are special needs people. And they make a lot of custom socks. Like if, like if Rustiello wanted to make socks with Ann's face on it, they would make them and sell them. And a lot of their work, a lot of their profits go to charity. It's an amazing thing that they do. So they'll be joining Peter this afternoon at 1 o'clock. Hershey and the Keegs Forgive me, I forget their guest's name, but they have a gentleman on tonight who apparently fought quite the battle with alcohol, and he's been sober for, I think, like 10 to 15 years or something, and he's going to talk about his battle tonight. So that'll be a heavy episode of Hershey and the Keegs. Stop thinking of Ann and Diane, and you will talk better. I'm sure thinking of them has something to do with this, but I'm just a dope, and I can hardly ever speak or read. We got Tuesday Trivia coming your way in a little while. Some other weird stories. Singer Bryan Adams. You guys know Bryan Adams, right? Cuts Like a Knife and Summer of '69. He has apologized to Australian fans after being forced to postpone some shows down there in Australia. He had to cancel his shows at the RAC Arena in Perth because there was a large blockage of grease and rags affecting the water supply. Overflows had been caused by a large blockage in a sewer main that ran along the street that leads to the arena. Basically, what we're saying here is people couldn't flush. and I believe not only could it flush, but it was clogged, so I think it was all coming up. And it was affecting the whole arena. So basically, there was, if you had to do a number 2 at a Bryan Adams show, it would be quite the mess. So they had to shut the building down and, cancel the concert. That might be a first, ladies and gentlemen. I've never heard of such a thing. I've heard of toilets being clogged, but I've never heard of a major event in a large arena. I've never heard of a large arena, a venue of that size, being shut down for that reason. I thought that was pretty crazy. Vicky will be in Paris for about a week, and Ann's very happy for her. All right, cool. Bryan Adams, I don't know, his music's not like amazing, but I don't think it's bad enough that, it'll clog your toilets, but that was, that'll definitely be a shitty situation. So so they had to cancel. I actually saw Bryan Adams once. He did not make me have to shit. But I'll tell you, the rest of the show did. Richard Marx opened up. Bryan Adams was great, and then Def Leppard was the headliner. But they didn't play any of their early stuff. Bring On the Heartbreak, Rock of Ages. Like, they didn't play any of that. I was so mad, and I wish the place was shut down. Fremder, large blockage of grease and rags. Sounds like a P. Diddy evidence bag. Oh, my goodness. That guy's in trouble, huh? I think I had some stuff about P. Diddy in here somewhere. I thought I did. So has anybody seen this documentary about him? I haven't seen it yet. The Making of Bad Boy. Streaming. One of the interviewees featured in the documentary is a woman identified as Ashley, whose face is not shown. She accuses Diddy of raping her in 2018 using a remote control. What pleasure? What pleasure do you get out of that? I mean, how disturbed do you have to be? He shouldn't be in jail. He should be in a rubber room. Like, what fun is that? The complaint also alleges that Combs, P. Diddy, held a knife to her face and eventually raped her with the remote control. Claims it claims that he threatened the woman allegedly telling her she could be shipped anywhere in the world and would never see her family again. P. Diddy's legal team said these claims are unfounded. He claims he was nowhere near where this allegedly happened on the day this supposedly happened. There is no evidence that says these two were even ever in the same room. Oh, that's all according to his legal team. Crazy. Freaking people. But then there's more. Diddy is also accused of dangling a person over an apartment balcony and of coercing 2 additional women into commercial sex acts in an expanded indictment federal prosecutors filed against him last week. Diddy was indicted. He was indicted, last September. The new indictment does not add charges to his case, but adds 2 more victims to the charge of transportation to engage in prostitution. According to the new filing, Diddy used force, threats of force, and coercion to cause victims, including but not limited to 3 female victims, to engage in commercial sex acts. What is commercial sex act? Is that prostitution? That'd be my guess. I heard P. Diddy was Justin Bieber. Frank C. Claims are unfounded until they are. Right, well, innocent until proven guilty, but if this stuff is true, you hope they do have the evidence. Fremder, large block. Oh, I read that already. Listen to Def Leppard's old stuff. I would have given my left arm. Oh, never mind. Yeah, their old stuff is quite good. Hysteria is a great album. That's, I think, their 3rd album. And then from there, it was a steady decline. They have, honestly, I just think after Hysteria, I just think they have, like, maybe if you take everything they've done after Hysteria, it's probably 1 album's worth of good songs. Their next album after Hysteria was just trying to sound like Hysteria all over again. Then, what was that, in the mid-'90s, they tried to change their sound to sound more grunge because they were, selling out. And then that's all they've done ever since is just sell out. They've done the country thing. They've done an album of covers. And now they got this, I played it the other day, this version of Stand By Me, which I think is great. And it's what they should have been doing. Like, Joe Elliott, the lead singer of Def Leppard, has a great voice. But they have never, since Hysteria, they have never used it to their full advantage. They're too busy, trying to sound different ways, and they're too busy with studio effects. Just let the man sing and sing some real music. Their new version of Stand By Me, I think, is fantastic. And, yeah, Joe Elliott has an amazing voice. All right, so what else we got going on? Oh, sticking with today's theme of weird stories. Commercial sex act. I think I saw one on TV. A lot of blackballing in Hollywood nowadays, if you know what I'm saying. Vicky, between the shit that R. Kelly and Diddy are accused of, they should be put away. Yep. I agree. And it's sad to me just how many people, are involved in this crap. It's scary. So sticking with today's theme of weird stories, I got a couple of weird stories just, for me personally. The first one, not a big deal, but it was still annoying. I was on my way here this morning, and you get like I mentioned, we had some snow on Sunday, and it's been cold, so the snow hasn't gone anywhere. It hasn't melted away. So I'm driving down a side street because I take pretty much all side streets to get here. That's how close I am to this place. And I'm driving down the street, and there's cars, parked on the street, and there's snow. And as I'm coming, I have cars on both sides of me, and I see. Actually, I take that back. I'm about to enter like a part of the street where there are cars on both sides and snow. So only one car can fit down the street. So as I'm about to get there, I see a car coming from the other side. So I stop. Now, I stop just as these other two cars, just as, the two cars on each side are, like I stop right in front of them, basically. So a car couldn't get past me. But to my left, there was a car, another car, and then a blank area, where there were no cars. So I'm letting this car come in, and I figure, all right, he can pull over to that spot, and then I'll go through. So he does. He pulls over into that spot, and I hit the gas, and I'm about to, wave, because what was I going to do? Put it in reverse? You're not really supposed to do that. So as I'm coming up, he pulled over to the left, so I was about to put my hand up to wave to thank him. But he goes, but I see him, he's looking at me like this. He's making this face like he has to fart. So I didn't wave. It's like, screw you, pal. I don't know. I thought it was a dick move. Speaking of farts, just before that, I was at 7-Eleven getting my water for today. And I was at the counter paying for my water. Do you ever fart, but you don't know it's coming? Like most of the time, at least for me, most of the time you feel a fart, you know it's coming. And you can warn the people, or you cannot warn them, or you can walk away, or you can push so it comes out faster. Whatever it is, you know it's coming. But have you ever done that where it's just like all of a sudden you're just like talking or you're laying down and just out of nowhere, you're like, whoa, what the? So that's what happened to me at 7-Eleven today as I was buying my water. But it wasn't just a quick. Oh no, it was, and it was like a horn. Like you almost heard a little echo in 7-Eleven. So I was getting my money out at the time. I was paying with cash, and the water is on the counter, and all of a sudden, and I stopped, and in my head, I'm like, what the hell do I do now? Like, why didn't I know that was coming? So I just kind of did one of these. I look up at the cash register, it's the cashier at 7-Eleven. He just looks at me. I swear to you, he just goes like that. That's all. Yeah, he just went. And I just smiled back at him. I said, all right, you caught me, Abdul. You got me. It was me. There was nobody else in the place. I just grabbed my stuff and walked out. So, also another weird story. Yesterday, I don't even know when I got a voicemail. I don't even know when it was left. For some reason, my phone didn't ring when this guy called me. Do you ever have that with your phone? Just all of a sudden you get the notification you have a voicemail and you're like, I didn't hear my phone. Or sometimes it doesn't even show that a phone call came in. But boom, there it is. You have a voicemail. So I click on it so I can listen to it. Hey, Tony, how you doing? My name is Al. And listen, my wife, she wants to come see your murder mystery this Saturday. But I'm having trouble. I don't see anything on the website for tickets, so I'm hoping you can help me out. I know we don't know each other, but if you can help me out here, pal, I'd really appreciate it. And he throws his number down, and off he goes. So I go into an immediate state of panic. I'm like, holy shit! Did I book a show for Saturday and I forgot? So I wasn't able to call the guy back right away because I had some stuff to do that I couldn't get out of. But in my head, I'm like, that's all I can think about because now I'm really freaking out. I have never ever done that. Never ever forgotten about a show or forgotten about a booking. And I'm worried now that I actually did it And now I'm like, shit, will I be able to get a cast together? What kind of show is it? Do I need a cast, or is it just a game show? I don't know, I don't know what I need, what I have to do. So I wasn't able to get to this till about 2 hours later. So the whole time, in my head, I'm just freaking out. I'm just a mess. Finally get to call the guy back. Hello. I'm like, hi, is this Al? Yeah. I'm like, hi, Al, this is Tony from Knockem Dead Comedy. You left me a voicemail. Hey, thanks for calling me back, pal. I really appreciate it. Like, yeah, no problem. I was like, Al, so what do you got, Al? He goes, yeah, I'm trying to get tickets. My wife, she loves these things, these murder mysteries. She sends me a message. She texts me on this thing. She wants to go see your show this Saturday. Because I can't get my hands out. I can't figure out how to do this, how to get tickets for this thing. Can you help me out with this? I'm like, Al, I said, I hate to break this to you. I said, but I don't have anything on my calendar for this Saturday. I said, I have a show Friday. Islip Terrace Fire Department. Go to Knockem Dead Comedy's Facebook page for info. I said, is it possible she's talking about Friday? Geez. All right, hang on a second. Let me see what I got here. So I'm hanging on. Felt like a minute, but it's probably like half that. He gets back on the phone. He's, all right, this is what I got here. And he starts reading like a description. He starts reading the pricing and all that stuff. And I said, Al, I don't know what you're reading. I said, are you sure it's us? Oh, yeah, it says Knockem Dead on it. I'm like, okay. I said, is there like a year? I said, I know you have it down for this Saturday, but is there a year? Which he couldn't find. And then what I should have done right in the first place, I should have said, what's the venue? Where is this? And that's when he told me the venue, and I said, oh, Al, I hate to tell you this. And then he interrupts me. He goes, I'm reading an ad from 2024, ain't I? I said, Al, I think you are, actually. And then he reads some more. And yeah, the more he was reading, the more it was apparent that this was an ad from last February. So he just kind of chuckled a little bit. He goes, I'm sorry, pal. I'm really sorry about that. I was like, Al, I said, I'm just glad we resolved it. I said, because I was kind of worried what this was. Okay, pal, I'll tell my wife. Thanks a lot. I appreciate your time, pal. I was like, yeah, you got it. So my pal Al called me yesterday asking for information for a show from last February. So there you go. Okay. Let's read some comments. Stuff happens and is allowed because money talks. What do we... never put full trust in a fart. Well, yeah, I've done that. I've done that too. I was once walking upstairs, up some stairs, and Eric Sevlin, who used to be my co-host in here, he was behind me. So his face was like right in my ass because he was behind me on these stairs. So I've never wanted to fart so bad in my life. So as we're walking up the stairs, I'm like trying to will it. Trying to will, like fart. You can fart right now. Fart. Do it. Fart. And I felt something, and I'm like, see, I'm willing this. This is, I'm gonna make this happen. So I start pushing, and not a good idea. And I pushed and pushed, and what came out was not a fart. So I had and this was at a murder mystery. We were arriving at the murder mystery. So my underwear was a mess, and I went to the bathroom, did my best to clean it up. I'm like, this is no good. So I threw it out. I threw the pair out in the garbage, and I'm not a commando guy. So I gave one of our actors a few bucks, and I gave him the keys of my car. I'm like, well, I set up here. I said, I think we found a Bob's or a sporting goods store or something. There was something nearby. I gave him some money, and I gave him the keys of my car, and I said, go get me some underwear. And he did. He did. He went to the store and bought me some underwear. You sure you didn't crap your pants? Not today, I didn't. No. But farts are so funny, says Ann. Absolutely, they're hilarious. I am a 12-year-old boy. Nothing makes me laugh more than a good fart. I've been this way my whole life. Thank God for butt cheeks. It's like mud flaps for your ass. Vicky, well, thanks to Al, you're not losing your mind. Well, yeah. Whenever I hold in a fart, I burp, says Fremder. Vicky, and the money talks comment was about R. Kelly and Diddy. They have or had money, so shit can happen. Oh, yeah. Yeah, which is a shame, isn't it? The things that people do for money. I talked about that last week. When I was talking about, I watched the documentary about the guy who started the Backstreet Boys and the band NSYNC. This guy had a ton, or at least made you think he had a ton of money. And like the disgusting, idiotic people, the weirdos and creepos that hung around this guy just hoping to get a piece of something. Yeah, it's sad. It's a sad statement. Yeah. Okay. So sticking with our theme today of weird stories, I'm doing a lot of catching up on some stories I've been sitting on. Hello, Gina. Nice to see you. Hope you're well. So yeah, we're sharing a lot of weird stories today. We're going to get to Tuesday trivia probably around noon, maybe a little later, give or take. But sticking with our theme of weird stories, did you guys hear about the soccer game down in Colombia? 4 female soccer players died after being struck by lightning during a game. And then it also claimed the life of another man. So a thunderstorm broke out during a women's soccer game in the village of El Real in the municipality of Colombia this past Sunday. The women, so the storm started, people scattered. 4 teammates from the women's soccer team went and hid under a tree. Boom, lightning came, hit the tree, killed all 4 of them. The tree, of course, collapsed into pieces, hit another man that was standing nearby and killed him. That's got to be one of the craziest things I've ever heard. Bye, honey, I got to go to my game. Okay, honey, good luck. Kick ass. I love you. Have a great game. You're the best player ever. Who would think you're going to a soccer game and then you're going to end up dying? Dying. Crazy. So, yeah. How do you like that? Let's see. Fremder, it sounds like it was just their time to die. All right. Okay. I think that's oh, you know what? I do have some more weird stuff. Where is it? I have some random items here. Just like real quick stuff. Again, weirdness. Dennis Rodman, on 3 separate occasions, has broken his penis while having sex. It's happened 3 separate times to him. He broke his penis. I didn't know that was possible. Oh, where's Dennis? Oh, he broke his arm again? No, Doc, he broke his penis again. Oh, all right. Let's get the, let's set up the cast. Charlize Theron witnessed her mother kill her father. 1975, she grew up in South Africa. She witnessed plenty of violence when she was 15. She was 15 in 1975? Is that? I think I might have the wrong date here. There's no way. That would make her almost 70 years old. No, so that's all right. Either way, so when she was 15, whatever year that was, my father got so drunk that he shouldn't have been able to walk when he came into the house with a gun. My mom and I were in the bedroom leaning against the door because he was trying to push through the door. So both of us were leaning against the door from the inside to have him not be able to push through. He took a step back and just shot through the door 3 times. None of the bullets hit us, which is a miracle. But in self-defense, her mother shot her father. I don't know if she had a separate gun or she somehow got his gun. It doesn't say. Tina Fey was stabbed in her front yard as a kid and still has a scar on her face because of it. She was 5 years old playing in the yard when a stranger approached with a knife, cutting her cheek. Tina Fey was confused, thinking she had been marked with a pen. I proceeded unaware of it. I was a very confident little kid. It's really almost like I'm kind of able to forget about it until I was on camera. So a guy just walked right up to her and stabbed her in the face. Wow. Matthew Broderick once caused the death of someone while driving. Broderick was in a car with his girlfriend at the time, Jennifer Gray. Drove on the wrong side of the road in Ireland in 1987, caused a crash that killed a 63-year-old woman and her 28-year-old daughter. Oh, my goodness. He was only charged with careless driving and paid a $175 fine. Wow. So this was after Ferris Bueller. Jennifer Grey played his sister. But this happened just a few days before Dirty Dancing came out, which made Jennifer Grey a star. Wow, he only paid $175? I'm sorry, but fine. If that's what the courts are charging me with, I'm not going to argue, and that's their business. But I'd like to think maybe he, took it upon himself to do right by the family somehow. I mean, it's an accident. Thankfully, he wasn't drunk. He didn't do anything maliciously. He just, made a mistake. But still, I'd be throwing money at that family for the rest of my life. Fremder, I was shocked when I saw the score of the soccer game. That's a big dick to fix. It's probably the size of an arm. Talking about Rodman. Yeah, probably. Romeo, yes it is. Call a penis fracture. It happened to me. You fractured your penis? Please tell me it was while you were having sex. That would be awesome. And do you have the X-ray? Or is this just your excuse as to why your penis is so small? You're like, it broke. The other half is gone. That's why it looks like that. Fremder, I guess that's why his name is Dennis Rodman. Vicky, I knew about Broderick and Charlize, but not about Tina Fey. Oh, okay. Well, I have more. Johnny Cash was one of the very first Americans to learn of Joseph Stalin's death. During the Cold War, Cash was tasked with intercepting and decoding messages from the Soviets. During the Cold War. Would that be World War II? I don't. All right, so he was intercepting and decoding messages from the Soviets. It's been long rumored that he was the one to alert U.S. officials, who alerted then President Eisenhower that Stalin had died. So yeah, Eisenhower, that's World War II, right? Cash's daughter Roseanne confirmed the rumor. He told me and my siblings about it many times over our lives. How crazy is that? Fremder, I once fractured my penis because I beat it like it owes me money. Oh, my goodness. Gina, no, the Cold War was when we were kids. Right, that's where I'm confused, but it can't be. I mean, you're right, but this article has to be wrong. It can't be Cold War. It's got to be, well, again, President Eisenhower. That's World War II. Okay. Here's another. It happened in the back seat of my car, says John. What, you closed the door on it? Fremder, one time I fractured my penis because I beat it like it... Oh, didn't I read that already? Vicky, listening to you talk about history just enforces Hicksville education. Okay. Gina says the Cold War was technically, 1947 to 1991. All right, so it could be the Cold War. But, Vicky, I'm right, though, right? Eisenhower was president during World War II. All right, moving on. Another little weird tidbit. Debbie Harry, singer of Blondie, was once given a ride by Ted Bundy. Leaving a serving shift late at night in the 70s. What does that mean? Like a waitress? She was trying to get home but couldn't find a cab and was tired of walking in her heels. A car was circling with a man offering her a ride, and she decided to get in, but quickly saw it was a mistake. For one, it was very hot in the car and the windows rolled up nearly to the top, she said in 2002. The guy had a white shirt and he was very good looking. Then I realized this guy had the worst BO I had ever smelled. Then I looked over at the door to crank down the window and saw there was no door handle and no crank. I cast my eyes around and saw that the car had been gutted. There was nothing in there. The hairs on my back stood up. Harry then tried to open the door from the outside, sticking her arm through the opening in the window. But Bundy saw what she was doing. As soon as he saw that, he tried to turn the corner really fast, and I spun out of the car and landed in the middle of the street. Having escaped Bundy, who would later confess to 30 murders, she said, I was very lucky. I don't know if this story was ever corroborated or not, but I see no reason why it wouldn't be true. Eisenhower was president in the 50s. Cold War happened after World War II. Oh, all right. Okay. It's a good thing I have my keys because I left my coat hanger in the car. Oh, my goodness. Roosevelt, Truman, Ike. Oh, okay. Thank you. Sorry. I wasn't too far off. Eisenhower was a general during World War II. Okay, thank you. A couple more of these weird tidbits. According to Jermaine Jackson, Michael Jackson was supposed to have a meeting at the World Trade Center on September 11th, 2001. He missed the meeting by oversleeping because he had been up late the night before. The night before, the Jacksons actually reunited and did a concert at Madison Square Garden. But you never hear about that because of what happened the very next day. I think I'm probably about to get yelled at for not knowing my history. Are you going to yell at me for getting my presidents mixed up?
Yeah. Where did you go to school? I mean, it's supposed to be. Long Island was supposed to have good schools.
Come on, I wasn't that far off.
What do you mean you weren't that far off? World War II, the day from infamy, Franklin Delano Roosevelt. I mean, come on. You forget when he announced the Pearl Harbor, World War II?
I don't. That was 41? The war ended in 45. That much I remember.
Yeah, right. Well, no, but it was all school. I mean,
no, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. But I said Eisenhower. He was president 10 years later, so I wasn't terribly far off.
Oh well, okay. All right.
I mean, right? You can't. Can you name every president and the years that they served?
No, I can't. But I can name the presidents that catastrophes happen and stuff. Like, like what year did John Kennedy get shot?
1963.
Very good. Okay. All right.
Abraham Lincoln shot in 1865.
Okay.
5, right? 1865, I believe.
Who shot him? What was his name?
John Wilkes Booth.
All right. Well, see. All right. Good. Where did George Washington get his teeth made from?
From a tree.
Yeah, second. Listen, penis fractures are very, very uncommon, but they happen. And yes, it happened to me. I was 19 years old in the Whitestone Drive-In Theater, which you never heard of.
Never heard of.
Never heard of. Nor did any of your listeners ever heard of the Whitestone Drive-In Theater. It was on Brooklyn Boulevard in the Bronx. And I was watching a James Bond movie. And I was with this very lovely young lady. And we decided to show our friendship to one another. And I moved when I shouldn't have moved. And it swelled up like I've never seen anything like it in my life. And I drove myself to the hospital in dying pain.
Really?
Yes. Now, ask me what they did for the fracture.
What did they do for the fracture?
They gave me 2 shots of Novocaine in my penis and ice.
Oh.
You have no idea. I remember it like it was yesterday.
Now, all right, I have to ask, so what do you mean you moved it, like, while it was in, or
yes.
like...
Yes.
Wow.
What happened, if you want me to be graphic, she was on top of me.
Yeah.
And I tried to turn her over so I could get on top. And while we maneuvered, and we had a pretty big car. I had a 1960 Oldsmobile, and it was a big back seat. And as I maneuvered to pick her up and change positions, it went crack.
Oh.
Yeah, true story. Gospel true story. And they did. And funny, they did not X-ray it. They did not X-ray. I went right in the emergency room. It was Parkchester. It was Parkchester General Hospital. Nobody comes from the Bronx of your listeners, so they wouldn't know what it was. But the hospital's normally. I went in the emergency room. I actually crawled in the emergency room. The nurse looked at me and she said, "What seems to be the problem?" And I said, "I need to see a doctor right away." She says, "Well, you're not going to see a doctor unless you tell me." So I showed her. And she told, "You definitely need to see a doctor, young man."
Or she didn't jump on top of you when she saw the size of that thing?
Oh, it was black and blue. It was disgusting.
Oh my goodness.
Oh yeah. That's exactly what happened. I'm not lying. True story.
And how long did it take to heal up?
About 4 weeks.
And how did you know it was healed up?
I didn't. When I urinated, there was no pain and no blood.
And I guess it healed up perfectly because you had kids after that.
Yeah, it's fine. It was fine.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, true story, gospel true story. And I still talk to the girl. She's 5 towns from me. She's older than I am. She's 75. But yep, that's true story.
Well, yeah, and I bet she probably brags. That guy was such a dick. I broke his dick.
No, in those days, you didn't talk about sex in those days. It was a hush-hush thing. It was persona non grata. This was way before the sexual revolution.
Is that her little private pet name for you, like BD, for broken dick?
No, she has other names for me because that's another story for a different day.
Oh, hey now.
Yeah, but no, yep, it's very rare, but it happens.
Wow. Well, I'm glad it's rare. I'll tell you that.
Well, Don't worry about it. You have nothing to worry about, my boy. You have nothing to worry about. It usually happens the doctors told me it usually happens when you're a teenager, but I have a funny feeling he was using some kind of a sex enhancement.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
I wasn't, but there was no such thing in my day.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and I have nothing to worry about. I have to find it to break it.
I don't know about that. I heard a lot of stories about you, my boy. A lot of stories.
Yeah. I'm close to Mike, but not that close.
Oh, I don't know. All right, I don't know. He usually doesn't. He usually doesn't spill the truth, lie. But I heard a lot of stories about you. Yep.
Well,
they don't call you Stretch for a reason.
It's his brother that pitches for that team, not Mike.
All right, but without exaggeration, that's a true story.
And I believe it, and I'm glad it. I'm glad it worked out, and became, went back to form.
And stop picking up my baby Ann.
Oh well,
Okay.
You've seen nothing yet. That's next week when Diane is back.
Oh, be nice now. Be nice.
Oh, I'll be nice. All right.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Michael Jackson was up late beating it. Michael Jackson's name should be spelled Michael Jackson. 2 shots of Novocaine in my penis. Sounds like a regular Friday night for some of us. Tain't it crazy how John broke his wee-wee? That's great. The sequel to the Brokeback Mountain movie will be called Broke Dick Fountain. John's penis condition is otherwise known as Smurfcock. That's pretty funny. Okay. Let's see. Mark Wahlberg and Seth MacFarlane were both meant to be on flights that crashed. Wahlberg had decided last minute to go to a film festival in Canada. Instead, MacFarlane was hungover and missed his flight by 10 minutes. And then the plane crashed. Wow. A woman who just won the lottery. We're going to get to Tuesday trivia in about 5 minutes. A woman who just won the lottery says she will not be giving any of the winnings to her family because they all just went on a trip without her. A 28-year-old woman comes from a family of 5. Her parents, 2 siblings, and her. Growing up, I was always the black sheep. My siblings were the golden children, and while I wasn't outright ignored, I definitely got the short end of the stick. Even as an adult, the woman writes that she's been ostracized, including recently when her family planned a big overseas trip, one that she found out about via her sister's Instagram posts. When I asked why I wasn't included, my mom said, "We didn't think you'd want to come, and besides, you're tight on budget." It hurt, so I let it go. Fast forward to a month ago, I bought a lottery ticket on a whim and ended up winning a life-changing amount, over $2 million. I decided to use the money wisely, paid off debts, invested, set aside some for fun. I didn't tell my family right away because I didn't want them to treat me differently. After she bought a new car, however, her family began asking questions. When she told them the news, they were furious. My mom said it's selfish to keep all that money to myself when they're struggling. News to me, given the vacation. My sister hinted that I should pay for her student loans, and my brother outright asked me to buy him a house. And she was like, too bad. So that's another weird story. All right, let's see. Also, my phone is blowing up here. So apparently just announced. So, again, I said earlier how when we talk about stuff on this show, people are listening. Just yesterday, my friends, Jeff Skelzy sat in this very chair next to me and said, Paul McCartney needs to play in New York. Not New Jersey. Not a different state near New York, but in New York. So, it has been announced that tonight, Paul McCartney is playing the Bowery Ballroom in New York City. 5 o'clock, doors open, 6:30 showtime. Tickets on sale now only at the Bowery Ballroom box office. No tickets will be sold online. First come, first serve. 1 ticket per person. Wow. This is to avoid purchasing tickets from third-party vendors. Fake tickets will not be honored and entry will be denied. Paul McCartney rocks the Bowery. Tonight, tickets are on sale right now at the Bowery Ballroom. How cool is that? Wow. Paul McCartney, ladies and gentlemen, playing tonight in New York City. Excuse me, man. I can't wait for this damn cold to be gone. Let's see. My mother says she knows that theater. Oh, and she says that she was born at Parkchester Hospital. John, if I find out this is my mother you were with, I'm going to kick your ass. GD, what is happening?
Well, I can't make it tonight. Can you, since Paul is listening, can you tell him that I can't make it tonight, but if he could do it after my wife gets back from Europe? Because I can't, go up there, leave the cats home, and they could possibly starve overnight or something. So can you call him and tell him that I can't make it tonight?
I will definitely see what I can do, and yeah, I mean, not only that, but how about giving us a couple of tickets so we can go and maybe give 1 or 2 away here on the show? That it's only right.
I think so. So call Sir Paul McCartney and put let's, since he's listening. We know he's listening.
Well, hold your breath and I'll see what I can do.
That sounds great. I see that you're alone. I didn't want you to feel totally alone.
I appreciate that very much. But yeah, I am alone, but that's all right. We're getting through, and we're getting ready to play some Tuesday trivia.
Oh, great! I
Cool.
suck at trivia.
Oh, yeah, I do too, which is why I just read the questions instead of trying to answer them.
Okay, in that case, I'll let you go to your work. I just didn't want you to feel lost and alone, especially since my wife, when she went just before. Well, actually, right, she hasn't left for Europe yet. She's picking up a few more things.
Oh.
She said to me, "You're going to be single for 2 weeks." I don't know what that means. That sounds like a trap, but
yeah, I would definitely not take that bait and be on my best behavior.
Yeah, that's what I told her. I said, "What do you mean single?" I have no idea what you're talking about. I said, "Because I've always been married to you in my heart, even before we met."
That, my friend, that is the perfect answer right there. But you are going to be single. Like, she's going to be away during Valentine's Day?
Well, we celebrated it Saturday and Sunday, the 8th and 9th.
Oh, I thought that was an earthquake. Okay, cool.
No, the earth did move. and I know it sounds impressive. Wow, they had sex for 2 days, but we started at 11:59 and finished at 12:01. So
hey, it was a great 2 minutes, man. I'm happy for you.
Yeah, but it sounds like great. We've made sex for 2 days. 2 days.
Hey, it makes sense, and yeah, you can now brag about it.
That's right. It's going in my resume. If my wife doesn't come back from Europe, it's going in my resume.
That's great. Well, I hope she has a great time.
Oh yeah, me too. Happy wife, happy life.
Exactly. All right, pal. Thank you so much.
All right.
See you, bud.
Take care.
Bye. GD checking in. What a good dude he is. All right, let's see. So let's get to some Tuesday trivia. Let's see, Vicky. Carol Spinney, better known as Big Bird, was set to go on the 1986 Challenger trip alongside Krista McAuliffe. It was the ride that crashed Yeah, it was the ship that exploded. Really? Carol Spinney was supposed to go on that? Why didn't he? I've never heard that. Rusiello, wow, I forgot about you. Your mom, she's from the Bronx. Where did she go to school? They moved out of the Bronx. She was pretty young. I want to say she was 5 when they moved out of the Bronx. I'm not positive about that, but Mom, if you're still listening, verify that, please. I believe that the family picked up and moved to Hicksville when my mother was 5. So she went. she went to a ton of elementary schools throughout Hicksville because Hicksville was just starting. Excuse me. Hicksville was just starting to build up at that time. So she went to a bunch of different schools throughout Hicksville. I think she even went 1 or 2 years in the East Meadow School District, if I remember correctly. Yeah, Fremder. Maybe Big Bird was trying to meet up with the pigs in space. That's funny. Damn, I cannot wait till this freaking cold is over with. It's been over 3 weeks now, and my energy is slowly coming back. It's not fully back. Like probably after Peter's show today, I'll probably end up going home and taking a nap. And obviously I'm still coughing. It is getting better slowly, but damn, it really, it's at the point where you feel like you're just never going to get better. Very aggravating, very annoying. Okay. Time for some Tuesday trivia. Throw your answers in the comment thread. Just for playing along. Doesn't matter how many right or wrong you get, just for playing. You can get yourself to a governor's show. All you got to do is contact me. I know who plays. And just contact me and tell me you want to get into a show. I can get you into most shows, not all. So there you go. So, all right, with that, let's play some Tuesday trivia, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, question number 1. Got some nice, easy questions for you today. Which stage musical does the song Memory come from? Which stage musical does the song Memory come from? I don't know the words to this overused song. What was the name of Michael Jackson's famous chimpanzee companion? What was the name of Michael Jackson's famous chimpanzee companion? Nice cough. What did you do with RFK, says Fremder. The song Raindrops Keep Falling on My Head was an Oscar winner from what movie? Raindrops Keep Falling on My Head was an Oscar winner from what movie? Trying to go kind of slow here. I don't want to get yelled at. That's what happens when I don't have somebody in the studio with me. It's, I don't have anybody to bounce off of, to talk to discuss these questions. Okay. Question number 4. Not an easy question. Name 2 movies. Name 2 movies that starred Jodie Foster and Mel Gibson. Jodie Foster and Mel Gibson made 2 movies together. Name them. Peter Schwartz coming up at 1 o'clock. John's Crazy Socks is his guest. Next question is easy. In the sport of bowling, what is a spare? In the sport of bowling, what is a spare? Hershey and the Keegs tonight. They have a special guest discussing sobriety. Question number 6. In May of 2014, Kraft Foods announced it was dropping the word steak from what? In May of 2014, Kraft Foods announced it was dropping the word steak from what? I think most people are going to get that. Kraft Foods announced it was dropping the word steak from what? Question number 7 is multiple choice. Question number 7, multiple choice. Texas ice cream producer Elmer Doolin bought a recipe for $100 from a cafe owner in San Antonio and used it to make a fortune. What did the recipe make? Again, multiple choice. Ben & Jerry's ice cream, Fritos corn chips, or Bubba Burgers? Texas ice cream producer Elmer Doolin bought a recipe for $100 from a cafe owner in San Antonio and used it to make a fortune. What did the recipe make? Ben & Jerry's ice cream, Fritos corn chips, or Bubba Burgers? Bubba Burgers. Question number 8. What baseball player had his number retired by 3 different teams? What baseball player had his uniform number retired by 3 different teams? You may have to think about this one for a minute. Played kind of recently, 60s, 70s, 80s. Did he go into the 90s? He might have went into the 90s. Tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock, you just heard GD. He's a part of Coffee with the Dog. They're on every morning at 9 o'clock here on Gov's Comedy Club Podcast. Then we're back. Me and Mike will be on at 11. Circling the Drain tomorrow night at 7. Question number 9. Give me the definition of the word eudaimonia. EUDAEMONIA. Eudaimonia. You the man. Eudaimonia. EUDAEMONIA. Give me the definition of the word eudaimonia. Thursday, Coffee with the Dog. Frank and I will be here with a musical guest. Sports Bash, and that's it for Thursday. Friday, Coffee with the Dog. Me and Rosie for Valentine's Day. Ooh, I should get her some chocolate. And that's it for Friday. Saturday, me and Don plan on being here Saturday night for Live from the Green Room. Joe Curry will be in the Giggle Room. Ismo will be in the Big Room. Who knows who else will be hanging around. Should be fun. But question number 10. What is postcoital dysphoria, or PCD? What is postcoital dysphoria? All right. Thanks for playing along. I love when we get a lot of answers in the comments. Question number 1. Which stage musical does the song Memory come from? Vicky got it. GD got it. Gina got it. Romeo got it. Fremder got it. Frank got it. Yep, it's Cats. What was the name of Michael Jackson's famous chimpanzee companion? Vicky, Frank C., GD, Romeo, Gina, Fremder. You all got it right. His name was Bubbles. Frank C., ever blow bubbles when you were a kid? Was that the line from Back to School with Rodney, right? Where he's in the hot tub. Hey, we need some bubbles in here. Hey, Bubbles, get in here. Hot blonde comes running over. Raindrops Keep Falling on My Head was an Oscar winner from what movie? Vicky got it. Ann got it. Frank C. got it. GD says, what's new, Pussycat? Fremder says, Butch Lesbian. John Rusciello got it. I think you mean plane drops keep falling on my head, says Fremder. Lately, yeah. Yes. Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. Robert Redford, Paul Newman. Name 2 movies that starred Jodie Foster and Mel Gibson. Vicky says Summersby, and I don't know. I've never heard of Summersby, so I don't know if you're right or wrong on that one. But that's not one of the movies I have. Gina says Maverick is one of them. Frank C. says I only know Maverick. John Rusciello says 9 pins. Oh, sorry, that's the next question. GD, Silence of the Jews, Mad Max Hannibal Dome. What in the world is wrong with you people? Passion of the Terrible Actors. Stop it. Jodie Foster is a treasure. The answer is Maverick, which is a great movie, by the way. The other movie, which I don't know if this is a porn that they made before they were famous and they needed the money or what, but the title is The Beaver. I love Jodie Foster. I would love to see that. In the sport of bowling, what is a spare? Romeo says 9 pins. No, that's incorrect. Gina's got it. When you knock all the pins with the second throw. Well, yeah, you knock between the 2 throws, you get all the pins down. When you pick up remaining pins on the second roll. There you go. That's a better explanation. That's from Frank. When you pick up the remaining pins with the second ball, says Vicky. Right. Okay. 10 pins with 2 balls, says GD. Exactly. In May 2014, Kraft Foods announced it was dropping the word steak from what? A lot of you said steakums. That is incorrect. Oh, there it is. Gina's got it. Stakeouts, says GD. I don't know. What? Where's the beef, says Rusciello. Yeah, Gina's got it. Steak sauce. A1 steak sauce. They dropped the word steak, and it's just called A1 sauce. Yep. Texas ice cream producer Elmer Doolin bought a recipe for $100 from a cafe owner in San Antonio and used it to make a fortune. What did the recipe make? Ben & Jerry's ice cream, Fritos corn chips, or Bubba Burgers? Vampire movies. What the hell is GD talking about? Cigarettes is from the what? All right, Ann says Ben & Jerry's. GD says Bubba Burgers. Rusciello says Bubba Burgers. Fremder, Bubba Butt Cheeks. Vicky says corn chips. Vicky got the correct answer. Fritos corn chips. What baseball player had his shirt number retired or uniform number retired by 3 different teams? GD says Jackie Robinson. GD says Willie Mays. Holland Ryan says Fremder. I don't know what the. All right. So Fremder technically, Vicky, Frank C., and John Rusciello. You guys got it correct. It is Nolan Ryan. Nolan Ryan, who pitched a record 7 no-hitters during his career. His number 34 has been retired by the Angels, Rangers, Astros. Eudaimonia. Eudaimonia, what is the definition? I really don't know, GD says, but it is February. Fremder says Jerry Riceball. Word of happiness or joy, says GD. It's a good thing, says Frank C. To grow or flourish. Rusciello says it means broken dick. Vicky says you've used this word before. It means well-being. I was actually thinking I used the word before, but then when I saw the definition, I wasn't really sure if I did. Maybe I used something that's close. Okay. All right, so you guys were kind of close. Eudaimonia, EUDAEMONIA. The definition I have is the state of being lucky. So you guys are you're on the right path. But nobody's getting a point for that. And the last question before we get out of here, what is postcoital dysphoria, PCD? Sad sex reaction, says GD. After sex anxiety, says Frank C. PCD, another recycled question, freak out from coming. Really? I've used this. I don't recall asking this question before. It's Mike Kaplan depression after sex. That orgasm sound didn't come from me, you demonia. Oh, my goodness. Actually, the punchline is, tell him I said hi. What? All right. When you go fishing after sex. Ann says she did not know most of today's trivia. Sorry, Ann. Sorry, I'll try to do better next time. But yes, intense feelings of sadness, anger, and even distress after orgasm. All right. There you go. You guys actually did pretty well today. You did pretty well with today's Tuesday trivia, with the exception of Ann. Very nice. All right. With that, time for us to get out of here. I went over the shows that are on tonight. So let me tell you quickly who's playing the club this weekend. On the governor's stage, some of the comedians you'll see: Ismo, Terry McNeely, Lou Pratz, Billy Geyer, Joe Curry, Linda Marcus Smith, and Teddy Smith. They are not related. At least I don't think they are. Go to govs.com, make your reservation to see some great comedy shows, and go to knockemdeadcomedy.com, see our full schedule, as well as get some information on how you can hire us for your event, corporate event, fundraising, whatever you got going on, personal, private event. Go to knockemdeadcomedy.com. And that's it. Well, you can see Knockem Dead Comedy this Friday at the Islip Terrace Fire Department. Details are on our Facebook page. All right. Thank you guys for hanging out with us today. Hopefully Mike will be here tomorrow. If you're in the area and we get this some more snow tonight, please be safe. Please be dry and warm. All right. Everybody have a great day. See you at 1 o'clock with Peter.